Okay, ingredients. Lentils, brown or green, but they're to be about that colour. Rice, I like medium grain. It's what Mum always used, but in this instance we're going to use brown. I'll let you know what it's like. Lots of olive oil, about half a cup at least, I would say. I make it up as I go. Salt, very important, and the onions. I'm going to do, there's 7 there. Chop them in half and then chop the halves into slices so you can sort of see what that looks like. And they're not skinny, but they're not thick. So while you're chopping the onions, put about 1.5 cups of lentils in some water and bring it up to the boil, and then you cook them until they're al dente, which is you bite into them with your tooth and they're soft on the outside with a little bit of texture / crunch on the inside. And wash your rice. So Grandma used to do half lentils. So if it was 1 cup of rice, it'd be half a cup of lentil. And Si for you, that's Mum. And if it was 2 cups of rice, she'd do 1 cup of lentils, but I do a little more lentils. So I've done 1.5 cups of lentils, and that's about 2.25 cups of rice. So I'll just wash that in the sieve, and we'll see how the brown rice goes. And that's what the lentils are called, just FYI. Or if it says brown, you're good to go as well. And actually, you can get the oil going as soon as the onions are chopped. And that's about 1/2 cup. I'll probably end up putting some more in. And you can see there's a lot of onions here. Whoops, they've gone everywhere. But I'll do those in 2 batches. So the lentils are boiling away. I will take the lid off and put a bit more water in those, I think, and just let them boil for another maybe 5 minutes and test them. The onions are sizzling. I've given them a stir and coated them in the olive oil. The olive oil is obviously a very important component. And then, as I said, there's the other halves over here. I put that in once this batch is done. And what I'll do is I'll scrape them out and put them into the rice, which I will add to the lentils, and try and keep as much of the oil in the pan as possible and reuse the same oil when I put them in. Going well. So I'm just draining off what Mum / Auntie Eve / Grandma would have called the muddy water. And when I've got white rice, I don't drain it all off because it colours the rice up, you know, a little bit caramelly. I've left a little bit in there. Doesn't matter. She just called it muddy water so that the rice would be white and the lentils would be brown. There'd be a contrast with the colour, I think. But I tend to leave a bit of it in there. I like the flavour. And I don't mind the rice turning brown. So now I'll put the rinsed rice in there. Back over to the stove. There's not much I can do until the onions are brown. I'll be back to ya. So they're nice and browned. So I'll try and I said no me. Try and preserve as much of the oil as possible. But we'll have to add more. Stop it. And that really flavours the rice and the lentils. So I stir that. Stop it, Timothy! I haven't got my best dress on. So I'll try and stir it through. Well, I do stir it through there to get the flavour in. To start getting the flavour in and the oil. And then the other half, and I'll add some oil on top, probably a good 1/4 cup on top of that. That just sent a shiver down Dad's spine. Here's cheers. some more oil. And I've got that big wok plate on low now so that it simmers. Not that you can tell, that's as low as it will go. So just get that going. Get the raw rice off the spoon. Stop it. Give that a stir and we're in for another maybe 15 to 20 minutes. The lentils took about 5 to 6, I'd checked them at 5 minutes. They took about 5 to 6 minutes to get al dente. I think it can depend what brand you buy and how fresh they are. So they're chugging along nicely. Just starting to get a little bit of colour. It's probably been about 8 minutes or so. Yum yum.